episode 10 of Ex-Best Friends.
Yeah.
Number 10, yeah.
Oh my god, I've been gone for a while.
Yeah, you were gone for like 4 or 5 episodes.
I loved the episodes you guys did.
And I've now been demoted to the back seat.
Maybe we could swap. Each.
No, this is
No?
it now.
Okay.
I like
Yeah, I
being
was
in the
like,
middle.
I like the seat warmer on my butt.
Oh, you actually
And
like
I
it
hate
now?
it, so you
No,
say that.
I don't like it when it's on full glass. It's a bit
I'm
much.
sorry, I know, I always
My
accidentally
pussy
leave it
heats
on.
up.
So the 3 of us are here, me, Jordyn and Emily, the ex-best friends.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're back from America.
Oh my god.
It literally felt like you were gone forever. Like
I was fucking time, babe.
No, I did. And I
really
was
took
and I
time.
came home early and everything.
Yeah.
It was a long time. It was 5.5 weeks in total. And it was like, I had so much fun. I had the best time. We did a lot, but I was ready to come home.
Yeah, long trips, I feel like you always just really miss your bed, you miss home, you miss your friends.
Oh my god, I missed my friends so much. I see my friends all the time. Like, I see you guys at least twice a week. At the bare minimum. I see Caitlin every single day. I see Olivia all the time. I just see all these people all the time, and then I just had nothing. And I was
For
like,
5 weeks.
Like, I didn't have nothing. I had
America.
Yeah. You had a lot
and
of things.
my
Yeah.
partner, but
Yeah.
like,
So-
I'm such a gal's gal. I miss my gals.
But how was like the actual trip?
It was good. It was really good. Obviously, we were there for training, so like a lot of the time was focusing on that. But the last, which obviously was cool, Tay 105, woohoo.
Yeah, that
Yay.
was sick
Slay.
to watch.
Slayed the house
Slay,
down. Slayed the house down.
Such a good
105.
Fucked her up.
Yeah.
She fucked
Yeah.
her up.
That was
yeah.
hectic.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. But the last week was really fun. We went to New York, saw one of my friends, and then we went back to Vegas and just went on like a bender for like 4 days.
As you do in Vegas.
And I'm so, if you can't see, if you're watching on YouTube, I don't have any wine today. Because
yeah.
I just can't. I'm
True.
partied out.
yeah,
still
I would
hung.
be.
I'm still hungover. I swear to God, like, no, I'm not even going to say that, but it was a lot.
It would be.
Yeah.
Going on a trip to Vegas for that long, you were in Vegas alone for like 3 weeks. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was a long time. It was a long time to be in Vegas, but New York was really overwhelming. I've been to New York
Really?
before. Yeah, I've been to New York before. I don't know if it was just like my like mental health, but like I just couldn't handle it. It was too much. It was too
It is
many
a big
people,
city.
too many noises, too much going on. I was like, I'd rather just be in Vegas, which
Too much stimulation.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah.
People
yeah.
go to Vegas for
like,
like
"Get me back."
3 days and they're like, no, that's enough.
You're like, I'd rather be in Vegas.
yeah, it was weird. Funnily enough, Vegas was way more chill than New York was.
I actually preferred Vegas over New York when I went, like, because I love dance so much. I was like, I'm gonna love New York. But when I got to Vegas, I was like, this is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
We
would
saw-
you guys live there?
What, in Vegas?
Would you live in Vegas? Yeah.
If I was a performer, maybe.
yeah.
yeah, okay.
I saw Chris Angel though.
Really?
Fuck,
Perform?
man. Yeah, I saw his show.
What?
It was the coolest. I used to watch his TV show all the time.
Wait, he's a magician, right?
Yeah.
He's an illusionist.
Wow.
It was, I swear to God, that motherfucker is not human. He's not human.
He has to be an alien
There
or
is
something.
nothing that he did that I could have explained it. Like, there was,
That's the whole
That's the whole
point.
point. Guys, are you shocked? Chris Angel did nothing that Jordyn Harris couldn't explain.
I'm not even joking. 1 minute he's on the fucking stage and he's talking and then he goes, and then there's a light, less than a second, like not even humanly possible if he sprinted. And he was just in the fucking stands, like up near where we were, like up a level. And then he walked down and he's talking on the microphone, so it's actually him. It was actually
Maybe
on the
the
stage.
person on stage was like a double.
Yeah, Tay said that he must have like a twin, but he was doing things like the magic on the stage, and then all of a sudden he was just in the crowd, and then he was like fucking flying around, and he was like putting all these hoops so you could see that there was no strings. It was wild.
Imagine if this whole time that he's been famous, he's had a twin. But
Yeah.
they like made this contract when they were like little.
Yeah, but how does he
Yeah.
fly? How does he
Yeah.
fly? That's what I don't understand.
Maybe he's
that
actually
motherfucker was
magic.
fly. I think he's an alien. Dead ass. And you know what is actually really weird about him? He has a really high pitched voice.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as he started talking, I was like, not what I thought you'd sound like.
You don't really fit that.
No, yeah.
Wow, that's cool though. What a cool show to see in
Yeah,
Vegas.
it was really, really cool. It was
So
definitely
what
cool.
was like the highlight of the trip?
Oh my God. so many things. I would say seeing snow, for like proper snow.
Yeah.
Proper snow. We like went up a mountain to take OnlyFans content. And it just, if you haven't seen the photo, go and fucking see it.
Link in bio.
Yeah, my Instagram is down below. It was like white, fluffy winter wonderland snow. Like,
Is that the first time you've seen snow like that?
yeah.
Wow, yeah, snow is magic when you first see it.
And like when we first saw it, it wasn't actually snowing. Like when we went up the mountain the first time, but it was like hard and kind of like icy. But like this time, it was like fucking soft. Like, and I put my hand into it, and I thought I'd get like freaked out because I don't like ice from the first time, and it was just powder, and I was like, oh my god, it was so cool. That was probably my favorite.
Was it really cold?
Yeah, we just like smoked a J in the snow.
That's lit.
In the nude. Well, I was naked.
You're in Crocs.
Yeah.
Every
No,
time.
that time I had shoes on. I just didn't have any clothes on.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, good times.
One or the other.
Honestly, can't have it all. But no, it was really fun, and I'm probably going to be back there before the end of the year.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Why not?
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what were me and Emily doing when you were just doing all this
Yeah,
cool
what
stuff?
have you guys been up to?
I don't really know. We made a few podcasts. That was fun.
I actually really liked them. I really
Yeah.
liked watching them.
It's really
Good
fun.
episodes.
Why did
honestly.
you sound shocked? As if you weren't going to
Yeah.
I actually really liked them. As if we weren't going to be
Well, I mean,
entertaining.
Well, I mean,
Jinx, babes. Again!
okay, guys, Wayne made me feel excluded.
Sorry.
So we have,
been gone
we
for
have
a month.
inside jokes now.
Yeah, I've
Inside
been gone for
podcast
a month,
jokes.
and they're like, let's fucking make Jordyn feel like she's been gone for a month.
Yeah, I guess we just podcasted, worked, and just did our regular daily life. Pretty much. You went back to school?
I went back to school. I was healing through a breakup. Mm-hmm. I moved back in with
And
my
we're done with that, aren't
parents.
we?
We are done. We are healed, baby. I mean, long way to go. But
Yeah.
I think that's from the trauma, not the relationship.
Yeah.
no more crying.
Okay, cool.
And no more fucks given.
No more
Period,
tears, baby.
queen.
Let me just...
Put my crown back on.
I feel like we have so much to talk about this episode.
Honestly.
Me and Jordyn got... Did you put one up too?
Yeah,
Questions?
but I just got stupid shit like, can you teach me how to twerk?
I did get some stupid ones too, like, want to see you kissing, smooching. Like each other, or... I was like, okay.
You can see lots of smooching on my OnlyFans.
Exactly, all my couples YouTube channels.
I got quite a few questions, and I got a repetitive of the same question a few times.
Alright, you go first, because I didn't get that many.
Oh,
Just do it now. Get it over and done with.
Just do
Just
it.
drop the bomb.
So what we're
people.
going to do is, we're going to spill the tea finally.
It's here.
It's time.
Okay, I'm just gonna like spill the tea, but like not the whole cup,
Okay.
because I feel like it's my superpower that like nobody knows anything. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've done a really good job of not being a petty bitch, and
You've slayed it, honestly.
and being like as mean as I could be, because I don't like being a mean person. But basically, things started to
You got to tell them what we're talking about.
so people want to know what happened with me and my ex, and
They do.
I have never thought that people would still be asking a year later, but here we
People
are.
message me.
And me.
Can you let us know about Jordyn and her ex's breakup? I'm like, no, I can't. It's
Yeah.
Jordyn's thing to talk about.
I don't know. I never wanted to talk about it, and I never wanted to put it out there because, like, I never wanted anyone to like misconstrue what I'm saying and trying to be like, oh, well, there's two sides to the story and all that kind of jazz. But
Well, there is, but also
Of course.
your side is valid still.
Absolutely.
Just 'cause there's two.
yeah, so I just like never. We'd been through a breakup previously, and like I was very immature about it, and like went public and started seeing people publicly on social media like really quickly. So I just like never wanted to do that, to the point that I don't even post about my relationship now because I don't want people to talk to me about it. But it went downhill, in my opinion, because a little someone became friends with someone who I wasn't allowed to be friends with. So already red flag. But
Huge
dumbass
red flag.
me was like, it's fine, I trust you. Jokes.
Yeah, because she pulled the wool over your freaking head.
And then it just started being like, I was never invited to anything. The friend was the plus one to everything, and I was like, this is weird. I just was really excluded very quickly out of their life, and I was like, we're in a relationship and we live together. How am I not involved in your life?
Why did you
This is
think
weird.
you were being excluded? Like, at the time, were you just like, is it because this particular person has a following and they're like chasing that life, or like, why did you think in that moment?
I genuinely, from what I thought, from what I was getting told, so I was getting told I'm allowed to have my own friends that you don't have to be friends with. And I was like, okay. And we're going through like a transitional period in our relationship where I was like, okay, like maybe we need to start not being one person and we'll start being two individual people that have two groups of friends. But like,
Red flag.
Red flag in
Like,
a gay relationship.
Red
Yeah.
flag. Because if it didn't start like that, if you didn't already establish that during your relationship, that like, you know, we're individual people, because you guys weren't. You were like
You weren't.
intertwined as
All your
one.
friends were the same.
To then
Yeah.
for her to be like,
immediately, actually.
sorry, can we just adjust our whole lifestyles?
And
Like-
then it got to the point that I started questioning it and I would get shut down, and I got told that I only wanted to be their friend because they have a following.
Right.
Red
And I was
flag.
like, no, I
Oh
want
my
to be a
God.
part of your life, and these are the people that you're spending every single fucking day with,
And
all
night.
of a sudden,
And
and
late
night,
nights.
late nights at the gym. So like, why am I not involved? Like, we're literally together. Like, why can't I? Like, I'm not gonna come to the gym, but like, why can't I hang out? Like, what else are you doing?
That's why it was-
Surely you're not at the gym for 8 hours.
the
Like,
gym.
what else are you guys doing? That's exactly why they all were at the gym, because they know that I wouldn't
you
come.
would never go there.
That's where they are hanging out.
Yeah. And then that started getting really weird. And then they would fight all the time. They would always argue, and I'd always be like, what the fuck? And I'd put my opinion in, and they would always just be like, oh, she's just like that. And then this one situation happened where it's not my place to say, but they were basically involved in another argument that involved that person and that person's partner. So everything was just weird, and I was just watching it unfold, and
So
I
a
was
fight
like,
between your ex,
that
mystery
person,
woman, and mystery woman's partner.
yeah.
All three of them are having a fight.
Yeah. And I was like, this is weird. Like,
Why
what's
can't
going
I
on?
be in the fight?
Yeah, and I was like trying to ask questions, being
Let
like,
me in.
Yeah. I was trying to be like, what's going on? I don't understand why you guys are arguing. Like, that's weird to me. And I just kept getting, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not a part of it. And I just be like, what?
I am.
It's so confusing. And anyway, so me being a dumbass and not having a voice for most of the relationship anyway, I then continued to just like keep my mouth shut and speak to my friends and cry to them at 2:00 in the morning when I was laying in bed alone, just trying to like see things. And then one day I was hanging out with my friend Jordyn, love her, we love Gigi, and she goes, oh, did you know that X and Y are going to the sunny coast? And I said, what, cunt? She goes, oh, they're staying at the sunny coast tonight. And I was like, no, I didn't know that.
And X is your ex, Y is
Why is that
Mystery
person?
woman.
mystery woman.
And I was like, how do you know that? And she goes, well, Z is going with them. And I said,
The whole
Not me.
alphabet's going at this.
It's not me.
I was like, so X, Y, and Z are going to the sunny coast. That's weird. I got told that they were going to a dinner in on the south side of Brisbane. That's so weird that they're staying at the sunny coast. Like,
Because it's ages away. For
let
those
me-
who don't know,
yeah,
south
that's-
of Brisbane is very far. It's like 2.5 hours away from
Yeah.
the Sunshine Coast.
And so I was like, let me just ask. So I texted and said, why is Georgina telling me that you're staying on the Sunshine Coast? And I got, oh, babe, we got offered a place to stay. Dinner arrangements changed. We got offered a place to stay if we drank too much.
Didn't think to.
And I was like, didn't think to tell me?
Oh my god.
I would when I was going to get home from work.
Ah!
And so that's when alarm bells started going. And I was like, weird. Still didn't fucking say anything because I'm so stupid. But Olivia, I told her, and she literally was like, I'm coming to your house right now. We're fucking driving there. And we didn't because
That's so Olivia.
Yeah, we didn't because I didn't want to be embarrassed because I know who my ex is and they would have embarrassed me over embarrassing themselves with their friends.
100%.
So she would have made me look like a fucking psycho. And so I just chose my peace over that. And funnily enough, the next day was actually Lily's birthday and we had all these plans and they got too drunk and didn't come home for the plans for Lily's birthday. And so I was like, this is weird. And then it just kind of continued on. That was weird. They stopped being friends for some reason. They just didn't vibe anymore. That's fine. And then we'd separated. We still lived together.
Wait, did you separate because of this whole situation?
No, we separated because they didn't want to be with me anymore. And I was like, after everything that I have just dealt with and not spoken up about, now you're just leaving me? I was like, our breakup was completely, like, in my opinion, was completely random. Like, it was just, we were arguing that morning and we were texting and I was like, I feel like I have a feeling where this conversation is going. And they said to me, I hate that you always think every massive fight we have, we're going to break up. And so that gave me like reassurance to be like, okay, I'm just overthinking. And then we got home and I got broken up with. And I was like, oh, sick. And then
Most
I
of the
went,
time when you feel like you're overthinking and crazy, you're not. Like
Yeah.
your gut fucking tells you.
yeah, I really just didn't listen to my gut. And I think that's why I went so crazy. Like she and I broke up that night and I like turned into a monster. Like I headbutted a wall. Like I drove to my mum and dad's house. Like literally couldn't even see. Like I was just an absolute mess because I was so angry at myself that I didn't say anything in the way that I was being made to feel for a couple months and like feeling like I was being cheated on and completely ignoring it to then get broken up with just because they didn't want to be with me anymore.
And at this point, you also still had no idea what was actually going on
Yeah.
with X and Y.
Actually had no idea at this point, exactly. So that stopped. That was crazy. Still lived together. Just had to move into the spare room. You know, that's always me. Get out, get in the spare room. All right, sick.
Going through a breakup, having different
twins,
rooms.
babe.
Who's
I know.
been there? Who's been there?
Honestly, has anybody else tried to live with an ex? Because you shouldn't do it.
You shouldn't.
You shouldn't
Just
do
move
it.
out straight away.
That's a
Literally.
recipe for disaster.
Period.
100%.
Especially when they don't give a fuck about how you feel. So,
Yeah, that would fuck it up.
yeah, that was really hard. And then it was Valentine's Day. And I was out with the girls. Very good source, reliable people were there that can vouch for this story. Said girl who was involved randomly just popped up on the dance floor. And I was like,
As in, why mystery woman appears?
mystery woman, just like me and Lily were like on the podium and then she just like popped up in between me and Lily. And me and Lily are a lot taller than her. And so she was just like at mid-length and we just like looked over the top of each other and we were like, what the fuck? And she goes, oh my God, babe, you look so pretty. And I was like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here in the middle of my group of friends next to me? I want to smack you. Why are you here? And
Smack you.
She was-
That's how you know you would never get violent with someone. I want to smack you.
yeah, I'm like the least violent person ever, but she then proceeded to talk to me and try and say all these things, and I kind of took advantage of it because she was really, really, really drunk. And she started saying stuff. She said my ex's name, but we were on the dance floor, so I couldn't hear her. So I was like, come off the dance floor. And so me and the group of girls all came off the dance floor. And we stood over on the side. And she was absolutely fucking wasted. She couldn't even stand up. Her eyes were like rolling in the back of her head. And I literally was like, it's like 9:30, babe. Like, you should probably go home. Like, this is really bad. Like, you're a public figure. Like, people know who you are. You should probably get your shit together. But each to their own. Then she proceeded to say, if X thinks that them and I are just friends, then she's fucking delusional. And everyone heard it, and all the girls just went,
So she was saying to you, you're delusional if you think.
no, they're delusional. She thinks that they're just friends, like those two.
Your ex thinks that those two are just friends.
No, so this is hard to explain
Too
without
many letters.
using names.
Just say it and cover your mouth and we can beep it out.
So
So this mystery woman knew deep down in her soul that way more shit was going on with herself and your ex.
Yeah,
but
correct.
she's saying your ex was being delusional and just pretending they were just friends.
and so then I texted my ex because we were all out in surfers, and so I texted my ex and I said, I fucking knew you stupid cunt, lost my mind, and got a phone call immediately. And I was like, no, fuck you. Again. Babe, what are you talking about? That's not true. And I was like, this is what...
Gaslighting!
And I was like, this is exactly... I just got this from the horse's mouth. This is a fact. You are lying to me. Kept going. And then mystery woman leaves the club because I see her on the phone. So my ex has obviously called her in the club. And so she leaves the club. 10 minutes later, I get a text from my ex saying... Mystery woman said that you and your friends cornered her and harassed her and asked her all of these questions about her and I, and she just said that she had to say something to get out of it. And I was like, come on, cunt. And she goes, but I know that you and the girls would never do that because you guys aren't confrontational people. And I was like, are you trying to be nice now? Like, what are you fucking doing?
That's
like
what they do.
And then I just didn't respond. I went to Lily's house for like 3 days and then basically moved out of the house, like got really lucky, moved out of the house a couple weeks later, and then my friend moved in to my bed, into my house. And then they've just been together ever since.
So just to clarify, mystery woman isn't the current.
Yeah.
No.
Just so that no one
Start some shit
yeah.
with that. No,
Yeah.
mystery woman is not the current.
You know what? I feel like as much as I'm so glad that we all had our time apart.
I think there's a bit more depth to it, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if you go any deeper, then it's just going to become like a big ordeal.
Yeah. I'm not trying to like be a bitch. I'm not trying to like...
That's just the tea.
You just told
That's-
your perspective
Yeah,
of the story.
I'm talking about something that like changed my life. Like that situation completely like changed me in every fucking way, like to the point that my ex doesn't even know who I am anymore.
It's not just a silly little breakup with an ex either. Like, this was your wife.
Yeah.
You were married. This
Yeah.
was a pretty serious situation.
Absolutely.
It's not just fun drama.
Yeah.
Do you think that, like, this is a question to you guys, both of you. Do you think if we were all still like really, really close friends while this was all happening, do you think that we could have like, I don't know, do you reckon you would have been able to like talk her into more sense about the situation?
Oh yeah, I think we both would have.
Yeah.
We both would have very quickly if you had have told us the story. But this is what you've both been in situations where you don't talk about your partner to other people because you know that your friends will say negative things or
Yeah.
The
see
thing
stuff.
is, I was talking about it and people were saying those things to me, but I just didn't want to see it.
Yeah.
It was mainly Olivia and Lily. They're the main people in my life at the time that I spent a lot of time with, because when I was with my ex, I only hung out with their friends. And so...
The friends that you were allowed to be friends with.
Yeah. Only the selected few.
Yeah.
But Olivia and Lily both were very much like, this is weird. This is weird. Olivia was like, I'm going to fucking go there and slit her throat. Because that's Olivia.
Just
And
a joke,
God
for
bless
the
her.
record.
Yeah, she was just kidding.
Honestly though, even as an outsider seeing it through social media, because like when we weren't friends and I didn't have anyone on anything anymore, that situation of your ex being friends with this person, that's when I started seeing pictures
Yeah.
of you all again. Like, I don't know how or
Yeah.
who was liking what, but it just started popping up on my feed again.
I think I'm the same. That's when I started seeing
I remember
everything again
thinking
too.
at the time, why, like, where the hell's Jordyn? Like, I'm so confused. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Jordyn...
I wasn't invited.
I was literally thinking, what the hell's going on here? This is
Yeah, I
weird.
wasn't invited, but that's okay. I mean, probably wouldn't have had a good time anyway, but like, I just wanted the truth, and I think I was so infatuated and in love. Like, I know in my actual soul that there was, in my opinion, there was nothing we couldn't have gotten through. Like, I would never have left. Like, even when I thought that I was being cheated on, and even when I thought that, like, all of that was going down, I was like, we will get through this, we'll work through this. But now, as a person that I am, that I'm like, fuck that shit, don't ever deal with that crap ever again.
Period.
It's so different now that I look back and I'm like, what a little bitch I was. I was such a little bitch. I was so under their thumb. I was so manipulated and so just like,
You're a different person, honestly.
Whole
they-
different person.
the terms and conditions of our relationship was on them.
Yeah.
I didn't have any say, I didn't have any voice, I didn't have anything, and it took me being left, like them breaking up with me, for me to be like, fuck you.
And I know that everything you're saying is so true because they're the reason why we stopped being friends.
Same.
Yeah.
And at that point, that was like, we were probably like 6 or 7 years into us being best friends.
Yeah.
And I was like, ride or die. Like, you know, I've been there from the start of everything. And the whole reason why we stopped being friends was because I had an argument with X. And like, so for that to even happen, I was like, she is so far deep into this that not even we can like help her.
There was a time period in our relationship where I stopped talking to my family because they thought it was weird that I was so close with my family.
That's so controlling.
Because they don't have a close relationship with their family. And that was years ago, and like me and my family are super close now, and like we had grown past that. But like even my parents, I remember my mum like crying to me, being like, I just want to hang out with you, like I just miss you so much, like I never see you. And that was just because I got told that it was weird. And that's weird in itself, right?
Weird.
That's
you,
weird.
you would never let that fly now. Like you've
Oh
realized,
my God.
you've realized you were blinded by love, and you would never let that shit fly again.
I could be like undoubtedly like suffocating in love with someone, and I could cut them like that if they even remotely tried to treat me the way that X did. Cheating,
Gone.
Bye, Miss American Pie. Not for me. See you later. No thanks. But that's a little bit of the tea. It's kind of hot. A little bit. I mean, it is pretty.
I mean, people have been asking for a really long time.
Yeah.
So you may as well. We put our whole lives on the internet, and this one little thing you weren't telling, but you were trying to be like respectful of your own feelings.
Absolutely.
In the situation.
I was also trying to be respectful of our relationship because, in my opinion, there was a really long time there we did love each other and we had a really good relationship. And I never wanted to just end it thinking, fuck that, like, we're strangers now, like, I'm going to go tell the whole internet what they did. I just wanted to let myself heal and grow from it so that I didn't tell my story out of emotion. I just told my story because of the facts of what happened. And that's the fact. That is exactly what happened. And
that's growth.
I'm not sitting here saying that it didn't hurt, but I'm also not sitting here telling you how much it hurt because it's irrelevant.
The old you would have been like, everyone get your popcorn. We're going in heavy. And you would have told every minor detail from day one.
And there would have been full fucking names.
And it would have been a really good watch. A hard watch now.
Yeah.
But a good watch.
Would have been.
Back then.
But I'm proud of the way that you handled it.
Thank you so much.
It's been a full year.
I know. I literally we've actually been broken up for longer than a year. We broke up in December, so it's April now. But it's been a year since the last nail in the coffin really fucking stuck in. It's been a year since then, since the betrayal.
That's what you can call the podcast.
The betrayal.
The betrayal.
Do you know that song by Olivia Rodrigo and it's Traitor?
Yeah.
That was written for me.
Yeah.
That song was written for me. Go and listen to it right now and you'll get what I mean. Literally written for me. It came out, I literally listened to it when I was in America like 2 days after I found out about
Why?
moving in. No, there's X, Y, and Z so far. I'm going back to the start of the... When I found out about that, and then I listened to the Olivia Rodrigo Breakup album on repeat, and I was like, she wrote this album for me.
It's
How good is it when you're going through a breakup and there's like a fresh friend, like when SZA's album came out, I was in a relationship and I was like, I kind of want to go through a breakup, and then like a month later I was going through a breakup and I was like, fuck, I can listen to that album and cry my eyes out. Like,
oh my God, tell me.
Music is therapy.
Tell me a song that was one of your breakup songs, because you've got yours.
I'm trying to go through the list in my fucking head. Oh my God, I can't think off the top of my head.
One of my favorite breakup songs that I used to sing like all the time was Drake, Feel No Ways.
Oh my God. Yes.
That's such a good breakup song.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think that was
lyrics-
one of my breakup songs.
Some of the lyrics are so good.
Oh my
I'll
God.
have to show you them to explain to you what they mean to me personally, because I don't want to put that on the podcast.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna stop talking about me and my silly behaviour ex.
Back.
Alright, enough about me and my silly ex. Let's go on to the next question. Silly bitch. It says, How to approach friends you've lost connections with due to a long-term toxic relationship that you want to leave. Well,
aren't we just the perfect?
You got experts right here for that.
Yeah.
The
How did
ex-best
we
friends.
reconnect? I'd reconnected with Emily before we reconnected. I reached out to Emily.
It was so weird. So you reached out.
I had a dream about you.
Yeah, the day before that, I was saying to my partner at the time, we were driving and I said, I just really feel like I should message Jordyn. And they looked at me like, they were like, whoa. Like, I had not spoken about you the whole time.
Remember
like,
how many times I told you I said that to Bianca as well?
Yeah.
I was just like, I just feel like I need to message her. And then my partner at the time, she said to me, she goes, give it a few days. And if you still feel like that after a few days, then reach out. Like, this might just be like you might have just had like a deja vu moment or something where you're like, oh my God, I love her and I miss her. Because it was like never like a hateful like breakup. Like it was
We
always
just went
like,
separate because
we had to.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
literally had to.
yeah.
And then literally the next day,
I
you
messaged
me
her.
at this massive thing, and my stomach fell out of my fucking vagina. When I saw your name pop up on my phone, I was like, there's no fucking way that this is happening.
Do you know what was funny? I had to go and unblock you to message you.
Like, that's how much we like were completely out of contact, and like for the world to just like, I don't know, it was like our
Something-
energies
and
just
I-
met up again.
Yeah, I had a dream about you, and it would been like a few months prior that I'd had one, and I spoke to my ex about it, and they were like, don't, like, do you really want her back in your life? Like,
I wonder
you guys
why.
aren't on the same path in life anymore. Like, maybe just put the relationship to bed. And then I did it again, and I just was so overwhelmed that I didn't even tell her. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I want to message Emily, so I'm gonna message her. And you literally responded like immediately, and you were like, holy fucking shit. And so
Wow.
that is
Yeah.
I was like, something was pushing us to talk again.
And then we said we were going to meet up. So we went and we had dinner, and I was so fucking anxious.
We got so
Really?
drunk.
No, I got fucking drunk. I got these huge like tequila cocktails because I was like, I'm not going to be able to get through this without crying, so I'm going to need something that like keeps me happy. And she's sitting there sucking on this vape, right? And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, you don't want to drink? She's like, oh, I'll have like one glass. And I was like, okay, well, obviously I'm the one who's feeling something then. And then it had been 5 hours of us sitting at this restaurant. They were closing. And I look at Jordyn and I was like, do you want to like come back to mine and we can like continue the conversation, because we were like not even close to being done. And I get back to the house, back to my apartment. We're sitting on the balcony and she goes, do you want some? And I had a puff and it was weed. So this whole time, this bitch
my
is sitting there high as
God.
hell. So I was like, pass me the fucking vape. And I just chuffed on it, because I was like, there's no way that we're finishing this conversation where I'm half cut and you're stoned out of your brain. I'm going on your level. And then we sat there for another like 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
Just
Yeah.
talking and crying and laughing and just being like, this is exactly where we're supposed to be right
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
now. You stupid bitch.
To answer that question, one of the options is you can literally just fucking send them a message.
I feel like if you have a strong connection, like I knew in
You
my
know.
gut, I literally was like, Emily's either going to ignore me or we're going to have a really, really, really good conversation. And I
if the
weighed
friendship's
those.
worth it, that's a risk that you take.
Yeah, I weighed those two options up, and I was like, if the bitch ignores me, this is me done. At least I know that I can cut the emotion out of my heart is hurting over not having her in my life. I'm either going to reach out, and if she ignores me, then I know that it's done and I need to dust my hands and never think about her ever again. Or we're going to be all gravy. And
We also had like 2 years no contact.
Yeah.
And in that
Cold
2
turkey.
years, we had our whole lifestyles had changed. We changed as people individually so much that when we came back together, it was like we both knew that at some point in our lives we were going to get to that point.
Yeah.
And like, but being friends at that time, we weren't able to allow each other to get there. It was like
No.
that we were like putting a roadblock in the way. So I feel like give it some time, give it some thought. Like, if you're thinking about it, wait a few days, see if you're still thinking about it. And if like, honestly, so cliche, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. They'll either reply
true.
or they'll ignore you. But like our relationship since then, and yes, it's a relationship, not a friendship, we're
100%.
practically dating.
we're literally like what's it called? What's that term that they use? Not co-parenting and not coexisting. What's that word?
Not
think
co-parenting.
No, codependent? Is that it?
Oh,
Nah,
codependent.
that's not it. I'm thinking of a word that's like a relationship, but like
We're like platonically in love.
I reckon you could say that. Life partners.
It's like the family that
Wow,
you
you
choose.
really just reassured that for me. You're like, are we? But no, we literally have like the best friendship that we've ever had, and now that we've been through all of that, it's like now, like hell could freeze over us, and we'd be like, oh well, at least we're still friends.
Where's
Like,
Zoe?
Literally. So
Zoe, get the camera.
Take a photo.
we need to get a shirt that says Zoe, get the camera.
Honestly.
Literally.
I would honestly I think the best thing I ever did was just taking the leap and reaching out. Because
Thanks,
you never know unless you do it. And like
Yeah.
you miss all the all the shots you don't shoot.
Sporty girl.
All the shots you don't take.
Yeah. So,
Same for us too. Like, I really wanted to message you so many times.
wow, everyone just missed me so much.
There were so many
Shut
times
the
that I
fuck
just,
up.
as if you didn't want us to message
Literally,
you.
you reached out to me, bitch.
Me, I'm like manifesting it with a voodoo doll being like, message me.
There was just so many occasions where I would be like talking about like YouTube, say for example, and I'd be like, fuck, I really miss filming with the girls. Like, I just really miss that life. And I would tell Bianca all these stories, and I'd be like, man, I just miss these girls. Like, I just miss being around them, hanging out with them, like even just like playing music and sitting out the back and drinking wine. Like,
Yes,
just
that was such a big part of our friendship.
the best times.
Wine was a significant
Wine
part
was-
of our
Wine,
friendship.
weed, and tunes. That was
Yeah.
really...
And then, yeah, I was like forced. I felt like because we were forced to see each other, but by the time that we were forced into the same event, we both already wanted to talk. So it just felt like I couldn't be there and not talk to you the whole time. I just kept
we like
thinking,
dragged it out until the clubbing. So the whole entire event we didn't talk.
oh my God, I just kept
I'd like
getting
bumped into
drunker
you.
and drunker.
Yeah, I was shit faced, and I'd like bumped into you and like knew that it was you and wouldn't say sorry. I'd be like, maybe she'll turn around, and then it actually happened on the dance floor. We like bumped into each other, and you and I both turned around, and I was like, hey,
It was so
and you were
funny.
like, hey,
Like,
and I
as
was
soon as we looked at each other, we're like, fine, let's go talk.
and everyone in the club was like.
Literally, everyone was staring at us like, fuck,
I
what is
literally was
happening?
like, everyone was acting like we were going to beef up or something, and I was like, there's no way that you think me and Zoe are going to get physical. Like,
Absolutely not.
we're not even going to yell at each other. Like, everyone was being so weird about it, and I was like, y'all need to fucking calm down.
I know.
I think Bianca was the only one that was like, they'll be fine.
She's like, let them go, they'll be right.
yeah, but everyone else was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I know,
was
everyone
like,
kept coming over and checking, and I was like, what are you guys talking about? We're like, nothing, we're just catching up, and they're like, oh, you guys alright?
we're good. But yeah, just take the leap.
Just do
As
it.
I said, shots shooted.
What's literally the worst that can happen? You get ignored, you get told to fuck off. Who cares? You're in the exact same position that
Exactly.
you're in.
At least then you can cut your loss and move on from it and not think about it again.
Or maybe they're just not ready yet as well. Like, maybe
Yeah.
you reach out and they don't reply for a few days. Maybe they needed time to think about it because you have no idea what they're going through. And then,
Yeah.
who knows, they might get back to you and say,
Who
well, let's
knows?
hang out.
Literally.
Oh my God, my eye just
Did
twitched.
you
I
get?
hope the camera didn't
Did you get?
That was so ugly.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can zoom in on Emily's
Oh
eye
my
twitching.
God, please don't.
I got... Someone said rare iconic lesbians. Question?
Rare iconic
Or comment. I
lesbians.
think just
That's a
comment
statement.
on us, yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah, I love being
Rare.
called iconic.
Oh, that's a new one.
Rare. So we got funny sex stories, which we definitely did go over in our first podcast. Maybe we could do a whole episode on
Oh
that.
my God, yeah, I have some shit to talk about from America. Oh my God.
Every time I answered the FaceTime, she just looked more and more disappointed in herself.
I did some shit.
So
Oh
next
my
episode, stay tuned, subscribe. Next episode will be funny sex stories.
Oh my God. I'm like, I have secondhand embarrassment for myself. There was like probably 3 days that I woke up and I just like physically was like, I hate myself. And the
Or
worst
do you
thing
love yourself?
is that I always take photos, so I had like evidence, and I'd like go through my camera roll and I was like, oh,
Holy shit.
no. Yeah. But it's
How about,
fine.
so how about in the next episode we talk about funny sex stories and then you show us those photos and we react to them?
You don't want to see them. You don't want to see them.
it's
Like,
So
you don't.
It,
You
yeah, there's a time where I should stop drinking and making decisions.
That time was not. Then.
Not in America, not once. Not once did you drink and make a good decision.
Yeah. I crashed a hire car. I mean,
Did you really?
I didn't crash it.
In the last 10 hours of
It got
that whole
hit,
trip.
but like I was driving.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
annoying.
Lost my bond, but that's okay. It's a hire car. No one got hurt, and that's all that matters.
money comes and goes, babe.
That's it, period.
So I've got a good one here that says first thoughts of each other.
Oh my god, Emily had a crush on me.
I
She was in love with me.
I didn't have a crush
Emily,
on you.
tell it.
No, it was
No,
not.
okay.
It wasn't a crush. It was
Tell
in
it.
It was
love.
like I was like in love with her, but not in like like
She's still in love with me now.
Platonically.
yeah. Well, you weren't confident with that before. Made me feel like a fucking idiot. Okay, so I was a year younger than everyone, so I was like the baby coming into the lesbian scene, and my like childhood best friend, she was very much in it, and she was friends with Jordyn, and so when I came out and stuff, she was like, oh, this is kind of like who we hang out with and who we don't hang out, and
These are the cool people.
Literally, she was like, this is Princess Jordyn. That was her username back in the day. So it's
Username on
side
what?
eye. It was Princess Jordyn for
Jordyn.
years. And I literally
It
looked
was
at the profile
years.
and I said, I'm going to be her best friend. Like, I'm going to be her fucking, we're going to be
I'm
the
gonna be
princess and the
Princess
pauper.
Emily.
We're going to be like, you know. And then we didn't, like, we couldn't meet because I wasn't 18 and all they did was go out clubbing. So one day we went to like way up north where she was living, like not way up north, like an hour from my house. And
the middle of fucking nowhere.
I was with a few of the girls that I'd met through my friend, and they were like, I was like, oh, who's gonna be there? And they were like, Geordie's gonna be there, and I was like, this is my chance. This is my fucking chance to get my foot in.
That
Like,
makes me
this
feel
is.
ill.
I like manifested
Princess
us being
Jordyn.
best friends. Like that same voodoo doll that you had. I was like, we're gonna be best friends. And we got there, and I remember at the time, this girl was sitting next to me who was like trying to like, you know, hook up with me and stuff. And she was sitting there, and
I
she was
remember
such
her.
a fucking loser. And she was sitting there, and she kept like being in my ear. There was probably 8 of us sitting at this like random picnic table. She's sitting there, and she goes, do you like my Timberlands? Do you like my Timberlands? And Jordan's sitting across from me,
Say no
and
more.
I was literally just like, I don't want to hear about your shoes. They look fucking great, like, you know, whatever. But I was just like, eyes on the prize. I'm gonna be your best friend. And literally, like the next weekend, we hung out, and it was just like
Straight away.
straight
Eyes on
away.
the prize. Oh my god, you speak to me nicer than anyone I've ever been with. That's so
why I'm
nice.
Still
and
here.
what was
I'm
your
the
first
prize.
thoughts when you met her?
She's probably like, who the fuck is this loser keeps staring at me at the bar?
So you go up to her, you're like, do you like my shoes?
And now she asked me that, so
Yeah.
it's fun.
I think I just remember her because she was younger. I was like, oh, she's a baby. Like, I don't want to like get too close with her. It wasn't until I think probably the first time we hung out where I was like, oh, okay, I love this girl. But like the first initial night, I think I was trying to like hook up with someone. So I was like, eyes on the prize.
I was not surprised.
Yeah, my prize was
Holy
some
shit.
hot chick, I think. But I remember we got along.
Because you did
Immediately.
cheerleading and I did dance, so it was like automatically we had that like
Yeah.
Something to relate to.
Yeah.
maybe just in my eyes. I don't know.
No, absolutely. And I think it was like the first time we hung out, just us. I think it was you, me, and Shay.
Yeah.
The first time we hung out, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, from then on it was just like boom.
Yeah.
Like
It's so funny because even though I met you first, when I heard of you, Emily, I had the same thought of like when everyone was talking about you and telling me like everyone just kept saying she's so funny, you're gonna love her, like you guys are gonna get along really well. I feel like everyone kept saying that to me about you, like fuck, you and Emily are gonna get
You
along
meet her
so
and you're
well.
like, oh.
And it was like the second we met, I was like, yes, I fucking love
Yeah.
you. Like as soon as we met, because I picked you up in the car, we didn't even know each other. And I was going to the coast that day, and I still lived in Brisbane, and so did Em. And she wanted to go to the coast that day too with you. And Jordyn had texted me and said, oh, can you just pick up Emily? And I was like, oh, this makes me kind of nervous. Like, I don't really... You know, when you,
it's like an hour drive.
yeah, I was like, oh, I don't really know her. Like, what if, like, this is just... I don't know, I felt so, like, nervous. And then as soon as I picked you up, we were just, like, immediately
Blah, blah,
got
blah, blah,
along.
blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 in the car the whole way.
Knew we would be friends forever. I just was like, yeah, this is it.
My first impression of you was because I saw you and your ex on YouTube. And I immediately was like, I want to be friends
you guys
with her.
are YouTube friends.
Yeah, we met through YouTube. So I was like, I want to be friends with you. And we met up. I think the first time we met up was when we filmed that video. No, we went to...
No, I came to your apartment. We came to your apartment in the valley. We were in Brisbane, remember?
Oh my God. That's how long ago
that
it
was
was?
ages ago, yeah.
Yeah, you were no Gold Coast girl back
No,
then.
we were not
my
GC
God.
girls back then. And we just had like a brief chat because we were in Brisbane. And then I was like, oh my God, I swear this is where Jordyn said that she lived, because we'd spoken on Instagram a few times. And we came to your apartment maybe for like an hour.
Oh my God, I remember that
and just
now.
had like a really like brief kind of random chat. And I think at that point you were going through a breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were telling us about it.
One of them.
But because we didn't really know each other, it was just like, I don't know, it was just really brief conversation. And then after that, me and my ex broke up and I just wanted to fucking party. Like,
yeah, and who better to party with?
I literally was just
This
like,
big dog.
I was like, all I want to do is just drink
Olivia
wine
Shields is FaceTiming me.
and party and have fun. And then so, yeah, that's all we did every weekend. You and I just fucking partied
Yeah.
and drank wine all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And then we all moved out together and had the best time of our lives.
Yeah.
Best summer
There
ever.
was-
That
Def-
was truly the best summer.
Yeah. There was a lot of down, but all of the up. So much
a lot
up.
of come downs.
When you think about the downs though, most of it was
From
outside.
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, outside, like, you know, what do you call it? External influences, yeah. But when us three were just together, fuck, we had so much fun.
So much fun.
Honestly.
All we did was have fun. I could get home from work and have worked a 12-hour day and be the most tired, physically, mentally human being on earth. All I wanted to do was go and have a shower and just pass out. I'd get home, see these two out the back, just
We'd
wave.
be like little puppy dogs. We'd be like, Zoe!
They'd be waving
Like-
a bottle of wine at me that they bought for me. I'd be like, fine, let's
Yeah.
go.
It's just
It
worth
was
it.
so much fun.
It
So
was.
fun.
It was honestly, if you ever get a chance to live with your best friends, even for a
do
little
it.
while, just for a little while, obviously people move on and you have relationships, you can't live with your best friends forever. Well, we can.
I mean,
Yeah, forever and ever and ever.
I mean,
why not?
yeah, actually, I mean, why not? It's just going to be different. And now we have a new best friend with B.
Yeah, we could all live together.
yeah, we got an international best friend too. That don't.
It's an option.
Where's the voodoo doll?
It is. Everyone manifest.
We've talked about it. It could it,
Don't. I just got horny.
Oh
God,
my
slay.
God.
that'd be
Oh my
wild.
God, actually just got really hot, guys.
Let me just turn the.
It's my seat warmer song. I
Yeah.
think we all had pretty positive first impressions. I think
Yeah,
it
we
all
did.
worked out. And we never we didn't slowly become friends. We met and we were
Immediately
best friends
best
immediately.
friends, yeah.
And I think that was the best way it could have possibly gone.
And
All
now,
in.
even though this is called ex-best friends, we're like still best friends. That
Yeah.
was just like a cool.
It's just it's just convenient because we've all had a falling out and we've all worked through it and we've all gotten back to this better place than we were ever in before.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
It's
It is
so
really cool.
It's
It's
like my
very
favorite
cool.
thing ever.
Yeah. It's actually like really proud of us.
We just have so much growth.
I hate us.
That gave me the ick. Oh my God, sorry.
Yuck. That was all you.
That was literally your idea.
And I'm the cool one. You guys are the losers.
That's what she likes to think anyway.
So
Who was in love with who? Sorry?
I wasn't in love with you.
Okay.
just a little
Touch me
crush.
again.
So yeah, that is it for episode 10.
Literally answered 3 questions.
I
It took
know.
an hour, but
We
anyway.
talk so much. I'm so sorry if you think that we mansplain too much. If honestly, in the comments below, if you think that we ramble, please let us know.
I think we do, but it's awesome. Like, I love it.
Well, that's fine then.
That's
but I have
literally the
listened,
only reason why we can create a podcast.
I have
Yeah.
listened to some podcasts before where like I'm interested, but like I'm like, get to the fucking point.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
stop I don't care the location exactly where you were. Just tell me about the situation. So if that's what we do,
we
don't
won't
listen.
be offended if you just comment the time frame that we were rambling and then say, get to the fucking point, babe.
Yeah,
And we
literally.
I'll
Or
be very
just
offended if
don't
it was
tune
my
in.
talking.
It's like, Emily, shut the fuck up.
will. No one would ever say that.
No, literally. Don't ever fucking speak to her
Lots
like
of people
that.
have said that to me.
I'm sure we've all been told to shut the fuck up.
Not me.
Bombastic side eye.
Yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe. Next episode is going to be funny sex stories. We do have some emails to read out next time that we didn't get to this time, and some more questions. Please message us or email us down below if there's anything you want to know.
Yeah.
So
I got
glad you're
heaps
home.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
Thanks for
so
coming
good to be
home.
back. I needed my cup filled. I have so much still to talk about. We'll get into it next week. But oh my god, being home has just filled my cup up. I saw the same thing. It feels so good to be back. Back and better than ever. Stop!
I have the giggles.
Emily's got the giggles.
I'm just so happy that you guys said that maybe we're gonna live together again.
We have discussed it.
Okay.
It's definitely been a topic of
We
conversation.
have discussed it.
Is that it?
Alright, catch you.